Yeah. So, so you're in Kenya right now.
Oh, absolutely. Working with the light. Because that's one,
Nice.
no matter where you go and where you travel,
Mm-hmm.
the energy is everywhere. And this is what we try to get to people. Because some
Mm-hmm.
people ask, is one location better than another? It depends on you. We migrated all over the planet, and we
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't have been able to do it if the light didn't allow it. That's why you
Right.
live it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the
Can you talk
foundation.
more about that?
Well, lifestyle is everything. Lifestyle is everything. Everybody's life, the way it's going, is showing their lifestyle or style of living. That's everything. And no matter
Mm-hmm.
what habit you got, it's in that lifestyle. Now, what people have the trouble with, because the solar breatharian journey is actually simple. It's actually simple. It's a five foundational thing. You got diet, exercise, meditation, fasting, and your thought process. Now, that look easy, which it is. All of them are intertwined with each other also. However, if a person don't get the foundation together and work on a foundation, you're not going to make the fullness of living on life. It's not going to happen. Because all
Mm-hmm.
a person going to do, like when you try to fast your way in and all this other stuff, the program of your lifestyle is in every cell of your body. So all it's going to do is go back to your old lifestyle. That's all you know. So if you don't
Yeah.
develop a new lifestyle, which there is a solar breatharian lifestyle, without a shadow of a doubt. But if that don't get mastered, a person's going back into their old
Mm-hmm.
habits.
Mm-hmm.
You
That's
will, because your body is nature and the body is under the laws of physics.
mm-hmm.
So the law always get carried out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I hear you. It's what we were talking about in one of our life, just keeping that in basics. So when you say like someone is going back to their old habits if they don't maintain,
Right.
practices, it's the same thing as to me. It's like going to the gym,
Mhm.
getting some muscle, you know, and then once you get the muscles, you're like, I'm done with the gym.
I'm done with the
You,
gym.
yeah, you lose the muscles, right? You go back to
Right.
square one again.
Back to
Right?
square
So you
one.
have to keep up with the workout. You have to keep up with the exercises all the time in order for you to keep the muscles. And it's the same thing, with the chronic living. It's a muscle. The lifestyle is
Absolutely.
kind of like a practice. You practice meditation. It's just to keep yourself in the present moment.
Right.
It's not like some people practice meditations because they think they're going to go somewhere or something magical is going to happen or whatever they have in their mind. But it's just to keep that balance, to keep yourself in the present moment all the time is a muscle that you have to train, and that's why it has to be like a lifestyle that you have to create and to maintain. So
Well
wherever
said.
you go, so can you speak more about like when you've traveled around the world right now, and
Mhm.
everywhere you go, is it the place that's different, or is it your mindset that makes the place different?
It's the mindset that makes the place. It's straight as simple as that. I hate places where you can say, man, this is beautiful. But at the same time, there's somebody that's sitting there that's miserable. Why do
Yeah,
they see it? So it's the mindset. And I've
yeah,
also traveled to places where a person will say, oh, I like that. This. But I go and have a ball. So everybody's different on how your perception is.
mm,
Going back, and this ties into the lifestyle again, because when you're opening up those energy channels to get that lifestyle in you, rewiring yourself, it also, because the mind and the body is one,
mm-hmm,
but it also changes the thought process. Because when we talk about vibration,
mm-hmm,
how does a person know they got a high vibration?
mm-hmm,
Well, you will feel lighter in your physical, emotional, and mental body.
mm-hmm.
You will experience love, joy, happiness, and peace. That experience come along with a high vibration. There's no way
Yeah,
in the world there's going to be a negative, miserable person with a high vibration. That's not the law. But the other half of it is, and you will feel little or no aches and pains in the physical body, and your emotions will be easily dealt with. And they say
mm,
you got no emotions, but they'll be easily dealt with. I met a
Exactly.
person a couple of days ago, still mad at something that happened last week. Still holding on to that emotion. Can't get rid of it because that's a sign of a low vibration.
Mm-hmm.
Low
Mm-hmm.
vibration, because people don't know what that word means. All it is the molecules, because everything's made of molecules, is moving back and forth, jiggling back and forth. There's air, the molecules in the air all have vibrations. Yeah. Physical matter, what makes something seem physical is that the molecules are more compact together. They're more compact together. So
Mm-hmm.
actually, the molecules don't touch. So that's why they'll say this is an illusion, but our
Mm-hmm.
brain is making it fully solid so we can have this experience. But then when you go to a liquid, the molecules are just moving faster.
In the
And then
flow.
we go to the air, last but not least, the molecules are just moving
Mm-hmm.
faster. But all of them are made out of the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
This is what they was trying to wake people up with. They wrote, people literally think the air is empty. No, it's
Mm-hmm.
not.
Mm-hmm.
It got weight.
Yeah.
14.7 pounds per square inch.
Wow.
It's just that real.
Yeah. I think we hang on to terms and terminologies more than understanding the core of it, you
Right.
know?
People talking and don't
Yeah,
even know what they're saying at times.
exactly. It's just like, being in the flow. That's exactly what you explained.
Right, right,
Instead
right.
of being like stagnant and getting stuck in the moment or stuck in a situation or stuck in a, memory, just be in the flow, let that flow. Let it go through, just like emotions needs to go, in motion all the time. So when people say like, "Oh yeah, let's be in the flow, let's be in the moment," it became like words that people say.
Just some
But
words.
yeah, but do you understand it? Have you grasped it? Right?
Exactly. And
So,
see, that's the thing. I'm with some brother now, and he's challenges his belief system. And we all got to go through it. You're saying
hmm
stuff, but do you know what that means? Or you must challenge some of your belief systems so you can either figure out to keep it or it's time to get rid of it. Because it's
exactly,
there.
just like a phone storage. Yeah, just like when you
Right,
go through your pictures, you're like, I want this or I don't want that, or you just
right, right.
empty your storage on your phone. It's the same thing, and I think like people walk around with books and informations and food and all kind of stuff and just packing themselves. And a lot of people think it's just the food, but it's not the food. It's the information, it's the ideas, the concept, everything that you cling on to packs you. So your system becomes so overfull. Like release. That's what this journey is about: letting go and letting go
Let
and
it
letting
go.
go. And the hardest
Ooh.
thing for people to do is let go.
And I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
See, let's use that word detox. Everybody understand what detox means.
Mhm.
Now
Mhm.
we're just working with a group, and now they're finally realizing what I'm saying. Meditation is the foundation because through meditation we were detoxing.
Mhm.
It helps you release stress and tension in the body. That's detoxing. Now,
Exactly.
not only you got that detoxing, exercise. To exercise, move. You're detoxing the body. All of these methods is
Mhm.
diet change. This is the reason why I say it, because you ain't going to jump from here eating, then all of a sudden tomorrow you're not going to be eating. That's far-fetched fantasy. It's
Like the picture, like the
right.
picture you posted.
All people are going to do is hurt themselves. But I think it's mythical like that. No, you got to go through a transformation,
Yeah.
and this is a science, so your body can convert itself properly.
Mhm.
So, but diet, you go from one diet change to another. You still did a detoxification.
Mhm.
It changed.
Mhm.
Anything in your body.
Mhm.
So we got these two things detoxing you. And then what's the other one? Fasting. Now we know that detoxes. And
Yeah.
then we got your thought process. Because you just mentioned something real key about what a person eating. But the only reason why they're eating or whatever diet you're on,
Mhm.
it goes back to your why are you eating that? You know.
Exactly.
But every time
Exactly.
you work on your thoughts and release negativity or old belief systems, that's a detox. So the
Mhm.
whole journey is detoxing. Most people are just stuck on fasting, or they're stuck on diet, or eat fruit, so it'll make it easier for me. No, it ain't. It got nothing to do with
Yeah.
it.
It's your mindset.
It's the mindset.
Yeah.
Now, going back to meditation being a foundation, the other pillars wrap around it. You are fasting not by itself. You are fasting to have a better meditation.
Mm-hmm. The
Did I
emptier
say?
you are, the better meditation it is too.
Yeah, because the energy that's in your gut,
Mm-hmm.
that's what's needed to feed your brain.
Exactly. Exactly. And then some people can sit in meditation and say, quiet the mind, quiet the mind. But it's in the guts.
It's the
It's like in
gut.
your system. It's what you eat. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
people don't
And
even know what
they're trying to
meditation
quiet the
is.
mind. I know what you mean.
Now know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So the fasting is geared towards the meditation to have a better meditation. And when we bring up diet changes to eat less, you're doing that so you can have a better meditation. They all
Mm-hmm.
go hand in hand.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we say
Yeah.
this. If you're exercising, because I know exercise was taken out of spirituality, but I got news for you. You're
You have to be moving
exercising,
if you want to be alive. Yeah.
yeah, so you can have a better meditation. So it's
Yeah.
all about the meditation because that's the way you're going to, what? Merge with the light. You need to slow down, sit down so the body can release, the mind can release, and you'll get more and more. Every time you do a meditation,
Mm-hmm.
you get more light into the body. You're getting stronger,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
stronger. Now, on the
Yeah, I
breathing
would see
journey,
that.
I'm telling you, this ain't nothing to play with. You need a bigger energy field. We meditate tough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Meditation really is the key for you to tap in within, you know? It's
Oh, yeah.
it's the only way, any answer, whatever you're looking for is within. So how can you go in?
Right.
You have to eliminate things on the outside. So someone asked you here, I see a lot of questions just popping up. Let's take this one. What is the best way to change your mindset? I struggle with uh with loading the program.
See, that question is so vague.
How to change your mindset? We start with changing what you eat and what you put in.
Well,
First
see,
step.
that's so bad because I don't even know what the person's lifestyle or mindset is to begin with. Okay, we're not saying you're just going to start thinking totally differently, but whatever negative habit you want to start dealing with, at least attack that, deal with that first. I mean, that's all I can say on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very bad question. Oh
I mean, yeah, it is a big question. But
yeah,
I would say, changing your mindset. Some people will sit still and say, like, let me rewire my mind. Let me rewire my mind. That's not the way.
that's
That's
not
not how you do it.
the way.
No.
Well, like they
Now
say,
you're
the
fighting
program
yourself.
that right, just program yourself. Basically, the brain is in a theta state. In a theta state, you get that through deep sleep or meditation. So that's number
Hmm.
one thing. And the other thing is through repetition of a habit. You
Mm.
got to put some work behind it. Repetition of a new habit. So that's why I usually start people out fast once a week. And in their mind, what is that going to do for the breatharian journey? Fast once a week. You can't do that?
Hmm.
Right. You'd be surprised how many people can. But if you do it with repetition and stay consistent, it'll soon become your new program.
Exactly.
But you just change your mind. Hmm.
Hmm.
That's how things work. It don't happen overnight.
Yeah. Exactly. It's just creating those little habits. It's that muscle that we are talking about that you have to train, you
Here
know.
we go.
And
Oh,
you can't let
absolutely.
go of it, and expect the muscle to still be there. So it's kind of like these little small habits that you have to create.
Absolutely. And I mean, it takes work behind it, but you can do it, but it's tough. Now let's keep in mind, because people will say, how much time does this take and that take? Because we're talking about a lifelong journey because even breatharianism is a low minor city power. You know,
Hmm.
by me doing it, I can see it. But when you don't know it, you look at it as being big. But believe me, once you get here, you'll be like, you understand that there's more work to do because there's more things we can bring forth. This is
Mm.
just a requisite of bigger things to come. So now, where we at on that thought? Oh, now eating food is an acquired habit, But when you deal with habits, let's take drugs or alcohol. Some people can kind of relate to drugs and alcohol. And depending on how long a person been addicted to that substance and how much they have let it abuse them, that you should kind of factor in how long it'll take for them to break that habit.
Exactly.
Now, if you take food, that is the strongest addiction on the planet because a person been doing it all of their life. So
and it's normalized.
That's why a drug that strong, I don't recommend a weekend and you're going to transform yourself. And even a 21-day process on that level is a total failure. Yeah, you're dealing with a strong habit. So that's why it takes work. And I usually tell a person, come back to me in a decade and then we can talk.
Yeah.
That works.
Food is the biggest addiction. It's the biggest drug as well because it's just so normalized. Like it's like an alcoholic, and everywhere you go, it's a bar. You know, and people
Absolutely.
are telling you like this alcohol is better than this one, and drink this one. You will never get out of that alcoholism, right? So it's the same thing with food. Like you get out of the house, there's like different food chains everywhere, and people are addicted to food. It's like they make all these excuses, but I need food. I need to survive to have food, and blah 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 blah. All kind of excuses because it's an addiction, right?
Well, like Thomas Edison said, a man who says he can and a man who said he can are both correct. So, but when you're on this journey, that's why diet is one of the pillars. In other words, the diet is not really for the body, it's the discipline of the mind.
It is.
It's the discipline of mind because you do need a disciplined mind. And that's another word that people are Buddhism. I was reading Keisha's thing. Oh my gosh, I gotta use that one. But anyway, when you're on this journey working with these energies, like I said, I got a group I'm working with now, and a lot of them we've been working for a couple of years, and they got it now. They understand what this is about. Like I said, when we allow that light to come into the body, this is what we mean by being a light being. And what we're talking about, if that light is not developed in the body, again, the person's going to have trouble with this. Because fasting is just by itself is temporary. Fasting is temporary. And you're going to need something that's permanent. That's why you got to open up your energy channels. Now, going back to lifting weights, it is like being a bodybuilder. You got to meditate just like a bodybuilder. If a bodybuilder, and there's people putting in a couple hours going to the gym a day. Some even more.
It's the same thing.
You got to work.
And it's every day. It's every day because you have to balance all the programs throughout your whole life. Like you said, food has been addiction since day one, right? So in order for you, like when the detox is happening, some people think like they're dying, something is happening. It's just the body getting rid of, like having like a withdrawals, right, from all that intoxication over the years. And then
absolutely.
And then we see like fasting as a mission of like accomplishing something. It's not accomplishing something. It's just like getting rid of all the programs that's within you already and getting empty here and there.
And I'm glad how at least the system brought up intermittent fasting because that right there is telling people right there that how should we say this? You should fast every day. I say that. Now you do when you sleep. That's why you break your fast when you eat breakfast. But that's why they brought up intermittent fasting, so a person can learn how to start eating less, not all throughout the day. And if you got these meditation practices going on, I usually tell people don't eat or drink nothing, at least a half hour, if you're a beginner, before and after, then you raise it up to an hour. But actually how the rules go, 2 to 3 hours you shouldn't eat or drink nothing before a practice if you really want a good one. And this is what we talk about. So that right there, if you're got to practice 2 times a day, and if you really go by the rules and hold those hours, you ain't gonna be eating that much. Not if you want a better meditation practice. And you got to put it in your mind it's gonna be forever. That's what we mean by lifestyle. Now I'm going to meditate for, like you said, go to the gym and get big muscles and then leave the gym and
Yeah.
don't go back like the muscles going to stay. It don't happen
It
like
don't happen
that.
like that. It's a consistent back. It's like, it's juggling. Life is all about juggling, really. Like
Oh,
you have
yeah.
to juggle and keep that balance, between everything, the matrix, the spirituality, all of it.
Now,
All of it.
in order to,
And then stay present in the midst of it. So yeah.
right. And in order to wake up, a person first got to realize that they're asleep. If you don't think
Mhm.
you ain't going to wake up. And
Exactly.
then if you can wake up, you can go back to sleep.
Yeah.
Ah, ha.
Yeah.
So, right. It's a lifestyle. Once you got that lifestyle and become automatic, then
Mhm.
you talk. And that
Yeah.
program is coming off the body, rewiring.
Mm.
It's in the body.
It is. I saw another question somebody was asking, and I hear this question often. How can I become veterinarian? This
Go get
person
healthy.
said you're 90% raw and 20% cooked food. So they want to become.
Go get healthy. It's the health message. Don't make it far-fetched. I already said the foundation.
Mm-hmm.
Diet, exercise. Do you exercise? Meditate. Got to learn how to meditate. Actually, you got to master energy work. If
Mm-hmm.
you're a light worker, you should master energy work.
Yeah.
And to master something is a lifestyle. Take a lifetime. Oh, did I say this?
Mm-hmm.
And then I said working on your thought process. And then I said and fasting. Not big fasting, repetitiously. Because like I said, you should be fasting every day. You should be fasting weekly. You should be fasting monthly. And you should be fasting quarterly and yearly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
A lifestyle again. And it goes
Yeah.
on
It's a
forever. That
lifestyle.
program get in you. Ain't no
Yeah.
set date. How do I be? And to monitor yourself, you know if you're feeling healthy or not. I see some people make diet changes just because it's a new fad and they don't feel healthy. You
Oh
doing
wow.
something?
It's the
It don't got
mindset.
nothing to do with it.
Yeah. It's your intentions as well, it's the intention. So, I think I was answering a question the other day about weight. And that
Yeah.
also has to do something with the mindset because
Oh,
there are times that I think I'm doing something, like, oh, I'm fasting, I'm going dry all these days and blah, blah, blah. I think I have a mission, right? And then
right.
those days I will look like the picture of the lion that you just posted. I will look so skinny and dried up and like everything just goes because of my mindset is not connected to my body. And then I have other times that I can just go a whole week and nothing, and I can just keep on going. And I don't
Right.
think about it because I'm doing things that I love. I'm practicing some other things. I'm exercising. I'm just not thinking about that.
Right.
And my body is completely different. Like I
Right.
don't look skinny or anything. And when I look at the scale, it could be the same. I may weigh the same, but depending on my mindset, I look different.
Oh, the mindset is big time. Now, what people got to keep in mind too, depending on how long they're trying to go on fast or whatever you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
dealing with this lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Really monitor your weight, meaning I remember I weighed once upon a time 189 pounds, which is 86 kilos.
Mm.
Right. And then I ended up going down to 170 pounds, which I believe was 70 something kilos, but that was a
Mm-hmm.
big. Now, right there, how should I say? I felt good and the weight was right there and so forth. But however, when I went down to 160, 10 more pounds less, I didn't like the way it looked.
Mm-hmm.
So a person really got to be honest with themselves. Do you like the way that looked? So what I did was backed up a little bit, 165, until my body get used to that new weight.
Okay.
Your body get used to that new weight. And then over a period of time, I ended up being like 150 pounds. I didn't even know it. Just
Mm-hmm.
wow.
Mm-hmm.
However, I
Mm-hmm.
didn't like the way it looked. So I backed up a little bit so my body could get used to that new pattern. Because keep in mind that old frequency from your old weight is still in the body. That's why, let's take the West, for instance. Every year, millions of people attack their weight to lose weight.
Yeah.
Millions. but
Yeah.
only a small handful will actually maintain it and be successful. The people who lost weight and gained it all back, they didn't realize this is a lifestyle. That's a lifestyle. It ain't like I'm just gonna lose weight to this date and I'm free. No, if you ain't got the lifestyle to continue, you're not gonna maintain it. So
Exactly.
going back to my weight, because right now I'm 130 pounds, which is 63 kilos, and that's what my body maintains. So that's a big jump from 86 kilos, and now I'm 63. And then when that's 63, what is it? 50. Oh man, I got these.
It must
58.
be 58. Okay. Okay.
58.
Okay. That's a huge
130 pounds is 58
difference.
kilos. And but that seemed like a big jump. If I would have jumped all the way from here to here, real quick, my body wouldn't have been able to handle that.
Yeah. True.
But see the journey that the weight took? I took it slow and gradually. And then I had to stop at times. And I'm 5'7", somebody else how tall I am, which is 170 centimeters.
Okay.
So
Okay. Thank you
5'7"
for
is 170.
translating that for me.
Ah!
Yeah. Kilogram and centimeters. Yeah. Okay.
So when the body, if you don't really like the way it looks, so don't try to become a breatharian. I'm just going to keep pushing and pushing and pushing, and I'll gain the weight back when I become a breatharian. It's not going to work like that. So gradually and slowly, and really look how it looks. People going to be telling you how it looks. But if you're sitting up there looking anorexic and all of that, you're going too fast. That's all it is. You're going too fast.
Well, your mindset,
your body will let
is
you know.
not this, your mindset. There's something with your mindset also. It's your
Oh, yeah.
intention with it. Yeah. It's your
Oh,
intention.
yeah. Well, the mind and the body is one. So we say the mindset, that means the energy channel is going through the body. We know this now. It just ain't up in your head, stuck up here. We're how should we say when we talk about thoughts in your mind? We act like it's just floating around, thoughts floating around. No, it's in your body. That's why that's why they say your subconscious makes up 95% of your reality. Now, why did they got sub on the front of consciousness? Your body is below your brain.
Yeah.
Your subconscious is your body.
Yeah. The subconscious is the one that you act on mostly.
So the frequency that's coming off the whole body is creating your reality. It just ain't a name. So that's what people got to understand. So when you change the energy channel, now, first of all, you ain't going to never get rid of your energy channels, not if you're in the physical body. You have to redirect the energy upwards. Yeah. It's going downwards now to the heavier frequencies. That's what it's doing in the body. So you got to redirect it just like damming up a river and redirect it in another way. It's a tough job. It can be done, but it's tough. But you can do it. And how do you do it? Repetition and meditation. Yeah. Because the only light through the meditation is going to go deep enough to go into the energy channels. Fasting by itself is not going to clean up the energy channels.
You're reading the message
I tried.
that long one.
It was going too fast.
Yeah, it's going too fast. You guys can use the question thing, so we can actually go through the questions. But when it comes to the comments here, it's going a little too fast. I have there was a question up there, someone that was asking about living in North and in a cold, climate. Is it still feasible to become a breatharian again?
Here we go. Now, I started off by saying we as humanity migrated all over the planet. That's very, very powerful. We're the only animal that did that. And you wouldn't have been able to do it if the light was not there. Now, keep in mind, let's take a radio, for instance. A radio wave. Can't you turn on a radio all over the planet? A radio, huh?
Can you turn on the radio everywhere on the planet?
Right. So, what the point I'm getting at, if you could turn on the radio in Alaska, Africa, Asia, Europe, America, South America, if you could turn on a radio is a light wave. We call it a radio wave because it's going at a certain frequency. Now let's take it a little deeper. The reason why I call it the solar breatharian journey, solar breatharian, is
Mm-hmm.
because that radio wave that we turn on the radio with would not exist if it wasn't for the sun. Our
Yeah.
atmosphere is here because of the sun. So when I say solar breath in, people think they really got to stand out in the sun. No, you don't. Even at your
Exactly.
even at night, your meditation is high. The sun is on the other side of the planet.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't got nothing to do with it. The sun is the biggest object in our solar system. That's why we call it the solar system, sun system. You live in the sun system. So when we talk about meditation, what light are you hooking up with? Everybody's saying the light, the light. It's the sun.
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't
Mm-hmm.
for the sun, we would not exist on this planet. So what
Yeah.
you think is going to
I
make
believe,
solar breath in?
yeah. I believe everything is also connected, you know, like the sun is on the outside, but it's also, you have this sun within yourself, you know, whatever
Well,
people call
let's take the
solar
mythical out.
plexus.
If
Yeah,
you got an energy channel going through your body,
mm-hmm,
that is
mm-hmm,
solar energy. You're
exactly.
absolutely right. So it ain't like no sun
Yeah.
is inside. You know your energy channel, prana,
Mm-hmm,
chi, life force energy, bioenergy, cosmic energy. They're
mm-hmm,
all the same thing. That's the sun. Let's
mm-hmm.
take something myth out of it.
Exactly.
People
Exactly.
never understand if they're saying words. Why would you call yourself a light being? What does that mean? You're a solar being.
Yeah,
You couldn't even see. If it wasn't for the sun, we wouldn't even be able to see each other right now.
exactly.
That's how powerful it is. Or
So it's
sitting
like the
there, your
motor.
car wouldn't even be driving if it wasn't for the sun. Just ahead of petrol, the
Yeah,
oil.
yeah. So it is, the sun is kind of like the motor of this reality. Just the same thing, you know, the sun within yourself. If you don't have any sun, like any energy,
That's what we're
you know,
talking
light
about.
energy, you wouldn't be existing. Yeah.
Right. You're breathing. This atmosphere wouldn't even be here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's
Mm-hmm.
why at times there was sun worship all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
now
So the sun
we're
is
worshiping
always there.
anything else that ain't sustaining.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
going to come back
Yeah.
eventually.
I see what
I'm just
you're
telling the truth.
saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is true.
But it goes back to the flow again of creation, the flow of nature, the flow of the universe, and the flow within ourselves, right? I grew up in North, you know, I grew up in Norway, Sweden, and my
Uh-huh.
lifestyle has pretty much been the same, you know, for the most of my life. And I've always felt like, you know, that sun needs to be created from within, you know, and every season I'm realizing has its own purpose. You know, the winter time, I feel some type of way within me. The springtime, right now it's spring. I'm in Minnesota, you know, it was just
Mm-hmm.
snow 2 weeks ago. And I'm feeling energized. It's just a different energy.
Right.
Like the spring has its own energy, the summer has its own energy, the fall has its own energy, so you have to just blend with it, you know, and just flow with all of them. Really, just learn how to flow with them,
Right.
and it helps. It's not like about sitting in the sun and you get charged. I think people misunderstand those things.
Well, let's take it back to take the myth out of it. I followed everything you said. It's the wording. We live
Yeah.
in how should we say? You ever heard of biometric pressure?
No.
Well, that's atmospheric pressure.
Okay.
Atmospheric biometric pressure is the same
Mm-hmm.
thing. And you can get a device you can measure the pressure in the
Mm-hmm.
atmosphere. But to go back to it, do the atmosphere affect your body? The answer is
Mm-hmm.
yes. So that's why
Yes.
going back when I said we migrated all over the planet. Not only
Mm-hmm.
we migrated, because we all one family, but we actually made physical changes to adapt to the
Exactly.
atmosphere that we was living in. This is why we have different eye color, skin color, hair color. We adapted. And adapt means evolution. It means evolution.
Yes.
Evolution does exist. So now,
Yeah.
dealing with the biosphere, how does it affect the physical body? Now, have you ever seen somebody, a thunderstorm was coming, and they
Mm-hmm.
said, I know it's coming.
Yeah,
My
I'm
knees is...
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, because the veins in your body is swelling up due to the pressure of the atmosphere. It's one.
Mm-hmm.
So not only
Mm-hmm.
so it affects your body. You
Mm-hmm.
gotta adapt. And what you're doing on the solar breatharian journey is that you notice, like when you say each season has its own energy. Well, it's just the atmosphere is shifting, and your body
Mm-hmm.
going to shift with it. So
With
that's
it,
why
exactly.
mhm,
Exactly.
automatically it does it by its nature. So
Hmm.
that's why
Exactly.
with some season changes a person to get sick because their body is trying to shift with the atmosphere. So they start getting a runny nose, fever, headache, something starts showing. That's why you should even fast on your lifestyle during season. When you look at different religions, look at the time of year or when they set up certain fasts and be like, oh, this is amazing. Now I can see this.
Yeah.
Shit.
We are really not separated from nature.
Never was.
No.
And going back to the sun again, the solar energy that's in your body is still from the sun.
Exactly.
I know we like to say within, go within, but no, you're everything.
Yeah, everything is.
So above, so below.
Yeah.
So within, so without.
Exactly. Yeah, one of the other questions under the comment was also, what are your thoughts on non-duality?
Well, who?
Your thoughts on non-duality.
Oh, non-duality. Well, this is what we were just talking about. That's why I brought up the atmosphere. You're one with it. Your body shifts into it. Now, if your body cannot make a shift with the atmosphere, you're going to get sick first, because this is what people sick. Their body's not shifting. And then number two, if you don't take care of the homeostasis process, that's the energetic balance of that the body does, you're going to the grave. So that's the answer to that question. You're back in the oneness so you can shift with everything. If not, problems arise. Oh, man.
Interesting.
And we got to change our thought process to go into more unity. Like some people still think that they're still going to maintain their consciousness out of their body and all this other stuff. Okay, those are belief systems. But to me, that's still duality because there's only one source.
Exactly.
Just go back to the source and call it a day. No, you're not going to be you how you think you are right now. I mean, I talk unity.
Yeah. Anybody who tried to explain the non-duality is just using duality. So I always say, like, what's the point of even talking about it? Because you can't stay to the point.
Right.
So yeah.
Oh man, this is good.
We have some questions here on the side, I think. Can you see them?
And this is why I teach on this level. See, I do use the scientific terminology because the knowledge is out there. It's just a lot of people don't know what to look for. A lot of people really want to know science, but it's a miscommunication on how they was brought up. So it's hard for them to understand what's being said. So that's why I translate for people, and especially bring it into spirituality so we could take out all that mythicism, because what we did was put things so high that you can't reach it. Because it's too holy. But it ain't. You just got to understand the wording and the terminology is actually down to earth.
Exactly. Wow. One of the questions here was
I can't even answer that.
Huh?
So somebody said, why do I wear a hat? I said, why should I even answer that? You got on the scarf. Why did they say, why you got on the scarf? Because I want you. We make things hard. What I'm supposed to say? Something mythical to it? The hat brings in energy in a vortex. And all right, because I want to.
The corner here is antennas, you know. They're going to help you receive. People complicate everything and make it into something else. But I mean, yeah.
Sort of like the eclipse came. All those people talk about what's going to happen.
You can sell that hat, Elitom. You can sell it antennas, you know.
Oh, yeah.
To bring you to the best experience. Oh my goodness. Oh, I like to bring the truth to people, and the truth is not so complicated, really. But people just want you to complicate things, you know.
Gotta understand the wording. Yeah. So it's sort of like, and this wording is very important, because one time I was teaching in Romania, this whole class, and people was asking questions like, what about the chakras? What about the kundalini? Just because I didn't use those words, they couldn't keep up.
Yeah.
What about prana? They think prana is something else. No, prana is solar energy. It's breath.
Yeah.
The air. Go look it up.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we get attached to those names and stuff. It's just it's the thing inside of us that wants to be saved. So we want to be saved by words, by terms, by concepts, everything, you know? Like if I fast long enough, would I be it's not that. It's just understanding the meaning of this.
Gotta
It's a
understand.
lifestyle. It's a lifestyle, you know? I saw someone was asking if the menstrual cycle for women stops when during this lifestyle. I mean, to me, I can answer that when I go natural, meaning like nothing, and I go more than 2 days. If I was already on my cycle, it stops. So everything that goes out stops because you're not putting anything in. So the menstrual cycle is the same thing. It stops every time. So again, when I start eating or drinking, that's when it starts again. But it completely stops. And I think it's a normal thing. We're not supposed to bleed all the time. It's just that we're detoxing whatever we are eating, whatever we're putting in. So when you stop doing that, it stops.
Oh, this is awesome. So I can answer that one.
Yeah. Yeah. What are your thoughts on sleep? Can you shorten your sleep? You know,
Oh, say
that
it
was
again.
I said sleep. Somebody asked about sleep.
Oh,
How do
well, the
you put in your
healthier
thoughts?
you are, the less sleep you need. That's number one.
Yeah.
That's why this is a health message. And that shows that you're getting more solar energy into the body.
Mm-hmm.
That's the sign right there. So the sleep will shorten itself. Because when you think about it, oh man, now let's look at this sleep. Passing out. Humanity passes out at
Yeah.
least one
A
day
lot.
every night. Why would creation do that? In ancient times, we had to build walls around the cities and the stuff to protect us from wild animals, other people. Why? Because we pass out.
Mm-hmm.
So this is why. But during that pass out time, that's when your body gets recharged. And it ain't got nothing to do with the food. That's how you get recharged.
Mm-hmm.
You feel real tired, you wake up, I got recharged. I needed that sleep. Because sleep is unconscious meditation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sleep is
I
why?
believe that.
Because you're in a relaxed position, you're comfortable, and your breathing drops, and you're relaxing so the body can charge itself up by the
Mm-hmm.
atmosphere, the solar energy within the atmosphere. So we can
Mm-hmm.
make it clear.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean by going within. That's what's going inside of you. I hope I said this right. That's the science. We can measure it now.
Yeah.
Now, when you meditate, that's conscious sleep.
Charging.
You're charging. This is why meditation the foundation. That's the tool for you to charge with.
Mm-hmm.
So when you got a meditative lifestyle and you lightened up a lot, through fasting and lightening up your diet and stuff, you got more energy running through the body, more solar energy. Let's be clear.
Mm-hmm.
You need less sleep.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
Don't the doctor, when a person's sick, the doctor said, go ahead and go home and get plenty of rest.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Relax. Because you're sick.
It's just
So a person who sleeps
recharging,
a
but
lot.
it's the same as, like if we go back to that drunk again, if you take the alcohol as an example, right? When people get too drunk, they pass out.
Right.
When reality happened to you too many times and reality is slapping you throughout your day, and you stuffing a lot of things inside of you that also, that's an information that you intaking with your ears, your eyes, into your mouth, the system, your whole chaos. So you have to just collapse and pass out every
Ah,
time, right?
right.
It's the same
To recharge.
thing. Exactly. So if you see yourself as a device, let's see yourself as your phone, for example.
Right.
Think about your storage. What is it that you put in? What kind of effect
Right.
does it have on your phone? It's the same thing as your system. Like you have to think about it. What does it have? What kind of effect does this information have on my system? What kind of belief system am I collecting? What kind of food? What kind of like feeling is this gonna give me? All of that, if you consider all of that, that's the fasting itself, right?
Right.
And then charging, you put your phone on charger every day because of you cannot use it tomorrow if you don't,
Right.
right? It's the same thing your body. You have to charge your body and you need to learn how to charge it before you collapse, before you pass out every day. So sleeping is, for me, is like every day people pass out.
Every day people
Mm-hmm.
apply through too much stress and tension on the body and mind. And you want to get in a meditative lifestyle so you can release the tension and the stress that's putting you to sleep.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Oh,
Exactly.
that's good.
That's a
That's good.
proper rest. Yeah. Yeah, we don't want to get into the vaccines. Is there a specific meditation you would recommend? Like Vipassana or well, what kind of meditations would you recommend? Someone is asking.
I was working with a group yesterday and I explained to them why did I introduce Qigong to them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, because people, they still call me every once in a while and they say Qigong is over here and meditation is over here, but I'm trying to get in people's mind. No, all meditations are Qigong. Qigong just means energy exercise.
Mm-hmm.
So all meditations work with energy.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing an energy exercise. Now, I introduce people to Qigong first because that's one practice that can make anybody feel their energy right away.
Mm-hmm.
It makes you feel your, and it will also show you, you stand in a position for a while. It will also show you where the blockage is at in your body. Nobody knows your body better than you do. So you got to master yourself.
Yeah.
So that will show you. You can't even lie about it. It will show you. So now, once you get to feel how your energy should feel, and you could do any meditation after that, it will heighten your meditation because you should feel that same feeling.
Yeah.
And again, I toot my own horn, but I am. I've been around the world, and I've dealt with many meditation places, with people. After I left, they never felt their energy that high. Once I introduced them that this is how you should. This is why you ain't these breath-ins in the past. Everybody was in their head. It wasn't in their bodies.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Most of us, most people are in their heads. They're making up a lot of things. Yeah.
Spiritual psychosis.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to get back into your body.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh man.
It's not complicated. We're complicating things.
And then when we say get back into your body, now listen at this. Oh, if a person can catch it, oneness. Because I said your energy channels in your body is actually solar energy.
Mm-hmm.
All right? It's all in the atmosphere, both day and night. And notice when the sun do leave and go to the other side of the planet, you get sleepy to go to sleep at night.
Yeah.
But when the influx is bigger, it wakes you up. Because we're under solar and lunar cycles. Now, as that energy starts, because what spirituality is, if you was to give it a definition, it is the expansion of consciousness. Listen at that. So if you're getting back into your body, and now we know that if you put somebody's brain under a CAT scan or an MRI scan, whatever, we'll see all this electrical circuitry firing off, which is electricity, which is energy, which comes from the sun. So if you get more into your body, that energy, that solar energy, the solar energy is your consciousness. It is your consciousness. That's how you expand in your consciousness. More energy into your body.
Exactly. And this whole journey is about expanding awareness anyway.
Yeah, you are the sun. See that avatar, for instance, that's just as in a movie, that's an ancient term. An avatar is basically a god animating a physical body. So we
that makes sense.
come from the sun, technically. Yeah. The body was born here through a woman, but it's animated by the solar force.
Yeah, that's why we are the same as Earth. Nature.
The sun gives us energy, it gives us heat, it gives us vision, and everything we're dealing with.
Basically life.
Life.
It gives you life. Yeah, but that
And that's why
doesn't
they
mean,
got
explain this, Elitom. That doesn't mean for people who live in north, just because of you got snow, it doesn't mean you have to move to the tropics. It doesn't mean that, the sun is in the tropics and that's where you get your charge up and that's how you become veterinarian. It's not like that. The sun is always there. Like Elitom was saying, the sun is always here. As long
right.
as it's a life on this planet, there's the sun,
Well,
you know?
thought I explained it. If you can turn the radio in up in the northern countries, a radio wave is a sun wave.
Mm-hmm.
Do people understand this? You
Mm-hmm.
got
Mm-hmm.
radio wave, you got a microwave that goes faster, you got infrared, then you got visible light, which is
Yeah.
light. Everything you see is light, molecules and atoms put together. Then you got X-rays, gamma waves. All right, all these waves in the atmosphere that we can use for different things, but they're all made of the same thing. They're all light. We call them
Mm-hmm.
different waves due to the frequency that they have. And
Mm-hmm.
your body has a frequency.
Yeah.
Now
That
let's make it clear so people can understand. Can't you make a fire in the northern country? Yeah.
yeah.
So if you
The
can make
radio
a
was a good
fire,
example.
we got to look at the science behind it. If you burn a piece of wood, what did we just do? We take it for granted, but something very important took place. You
Mm-hmm.
release the solar energy that's
Mm-hmm.
trapped in the molecules of the wood. And how did they get there? The wood used to be a tree. It got it from the sun. It's still in there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
See how I got to break it down
Yeah.
so we can know and don't really take things spooky no more. You got to
Yeah.
know.
It's not complicated.
And the molecules of your body has trapped solar energy already in it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's why we can catch you on fire.
Rather low, just like the light higher. Yeah, so many questions. So many questions. So, Elisom has been to Antarctica. No, wait, we take another one. Thoughts on haircuts and hair period?
No thoughts whatsoever. This is the avatar. If you want short hair, get short hair. If you want long hair, get long hair. But it don't mean you're more spiritual if you do something else. It's your hair.
Exactly. Yeah. Do freckles represent energy escaping?
No.
What are your thoughts on vaccines, especially COVID ones?
So they brought it in two different questions: vaccines, especially COVID. Now, why should we answer that if the vaccine? I'm in a place where I don't even hear nothing about it. So why start that debate? Is this still going on where you're at?
Not here, not in my environment.
Why even
Like we
talk
said
about it?
earlier, is your mindset. Whatever you focus on, that will come in front of you.
Right. So why even talk about it? That's just to bring something else up. Everybody's little debate. But going to vaccines, I'm sure glad we got vaccines for if a poisonous snake bites you. I'm so glad we made that. Okay, let's
Yeah.
be down to earth and be real again.
Is there a specific? Oh, that one we asked. How do you overcome thirst?
Who?
Thirst, like thirsty. How do you overcome that? You're thirsty.
Well, first of all, you should stay hydrated. If you're eating, you should drink water.
Yeah, I believe that too. If you're eating, please drink water. Because
Right.
it
Stay
makes
hydrated.
mm-hmm. It's the food that makes you hydrated. Dehydrated, I mean.
Right.
Yeah.
The more you eat, the thirstier you feel.
Yeah. It makes sense, especially if you eat anything salty, sugary. It
Right.
makes you thirsty. Yeah, so once like we were saying earlier, the lighter you become, the less sleep you have.
What?
Because of now, your body, the lighter, the less sleep, right?
The lighter you are in your physical, mental, and emotional.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a lot of people can get their body light, but
Oh no, I don't mean being just skinny. I don't mean that. I mean lighter.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah,
Okay, got
yeah,
you.
yeah. That's what
Yeah,
I
okay.
mean. I don't mean just to be a small skinny.
Yeah.
So you gain less sleep. Like if you go on a natural state, like let's say like when you are on a dry fast, you just stop sleeping so much because of now
Right.
you're on a lighter diet, and you know, overall light.
Well,
And
oh,
go
go ahead.
ahead.
Well,
No.
this was the challenge. Back in ancient times, the conversation was, what is putting us to sleep? What is
Mhm.
putting us to sleep? That was the conversation. You had smart people debating about this conversation. And as they went over and over, food puts you to sleep. And sleep equals death. That's why Buddha got a book called The Awakening One. How did he wake
Mm.
up? He had to challenge the food.
Wow.
Oh, this is good, ain't it? Food
This
puts
is
you to
good. Yeah.
ah, it's just that real. That was the whole conversation. So
Yeah.
what you're doing is you're taking part in your evolution. We're still evolving. Now
Hmm.
you're taking part in it instead of letting nature just take over your life, because that takes over your destiny. Oh, now I'm gonna break one to you. Nature don't care. Nature gonna bring you right back to the grave.
Exactly.
So you got to transcend nature. That's why they
Hmm.
got transcendental meditation, to transcend, to transcend physical matter. So you're taking this body up in the light when you're on this journey. That's why you're merging with the light, the solar energy. What's the greatest
Hmm.
light? Matter of fact, they're telling you right on the American dollar bill, the all-seeing eye on top of the pyramid, that's the sun.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my goodness. The signs are
Looking at
everywhere.
everybody. And that's a love energy. Why? Because it shines on everything and everybody and give everybody equal energy.
Mm. Yeah. It really
Don't even
does.
ask no question. Here, that's love.
The sun.
The sun. I gotta keep bringing it up. What else am I supposed to do? Because I know.
No, you know, it's real that without the sun, let's say like if the sun didn't come show up for 3 days, I don't know who will be alive.
Right.
Any plant, nothing would be alive. So no, I see the sun as the, if the universe was a car, that's the motor.
And I hate to say this to people, especially if you're a Christian. Jesus is just a modification, a story being told, but that's the sun. Matthew, Mark, Luke,
Mm.
John, those are the four seasons. Yeah, I can go all over it. 12 disciples, 12 months of the year. I can go on and on. That's what it's talking about.
Yeah, I believe that.
And
You
it
know,
was
the
just
message is there.
about 2 years ago here in Kenya, I guess some crazy preacher convinced some people to fast and keep fasting until they see Jesus. Yeah,
Whoa.
and a lot of people died. You can look it up on the internet. They died. I'm right here in Kenya now.
Until
Now,
they see Jesus.
until they see Jesus. Now, notice that all of them died because that son didn't back them up.
Mm.
The son I'm talking about, it backed me up. They went for the
It's
wrong.
because of you don't have the belief system. The belief system killed them.
Yeah, the belief system killed them. But what I'm trying to say is they went for the SON and I went for the SUN, and the SUN supported me. That shows it exists, but the other one don't.
Yeah,
Somebody got there.
sun and
Or,
sun.
or it was supported them.
Yeah.
That's
It
why
is the
the
belief
solar.
system, though. If you fast
Huh?
and you think you're gonna die, you're gonna die. If you believe food keeps you alive, you're gonna die without it.
Well, let's back it up and make. Oh, here you know me. Now people got to understand: do starvation exist? Yeah. All right. Number one. Let's go back. So that's why this is a science. If you don't know the science, you're gonna run into trouble. Oh, did I say this? So that goes beyond a belief. You got to know. You got to know what you're doing. If you
Mm.
don't know what you're doing, you're going to run into some complications.
Mm.
So this is why we saying meditation emerged with the sun is so important. And this ain't new knowledge. Akhenaten did that back in Egypt.
Mm.
That's a true person. Go look it up. That's the one that's on the tombs and it show the sun coming to them with the Ankh. That's all I'm doing is reversing something that's already been here.
Yeah. I don't think anything is new. We're just tapping into what already exists.
Now going back to that belief system. Because they say your habits and your beliefs will be destroyed once you die. This is how we know. But what I'm getting at, I don't want to pull people's string by saying you just got to believe hard enough and you won't die and this and that. I can't go that route. Yeah. You got to do some things.
It doesn't work like that.
Right. In other words, your house, your lights in your house, if you don't pay the bill, you can believe till you blue in the face. It's not coming on.
Oh, you got to pay the bill for the lights to come on. Yeah, you got to do the
this
work.
This is what we're talking about. Right. So knowledge is power. Got to know something. Yeah, you got to pay your bill or you're going to get evicted from this. Matter of fact, let me tell you about starvation. It just came from what no food. There was just a young lady who was eating all fruits only. But when she died, they said she died of starvation. Now, of course, the fruitarian community trying to, she did. Starvation is just when the organism is not getting enough energy to function. So you could be eating and still starve to death.
Yeah.
That ain't got nothing to do with it. So this is why we're teaching you got to go get that energy through the meditative practices. So the organism will have enough energy so it won't starve to death.
Yeah.
See how that goes past belief? Yeah. But you can believe till you blow in the face. Didn't those people believe if they fasted they was going to go see Jesus? Well, I guess they did. They all died. But anyway.
Oh my God.
I mean,
they probably did.
Yeah, there was like 300 and some people. Go look it up.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Human, it's not going to be the first thing that human came up with that we die of, silly ideas. But it is all in the belief.
So all we're doing, and at least we got something tangible we can hook up with. That's why I keep talking about the sun. Everybody knows it.
Yeah.
And it's the primary energy source of the planet. That's what you want to merge with. And no matter the northern country or not. This is why the northern country's got the Christmas tree. That's representing, they use a pine tree because it stays green in the wintertime. And then all the Christmas lights on it represents the energy channels, and then you got the star at the top.
Oh, I never thought of it like that.
Where you think it comes from? This is old.
Nice. You're learning something new every day.
Yeah. They always worship the sun. It was all around the world. So the sun
it's all mindset. It really is all, mindset. Someone said,
like movie The Matrix, where they cut out the sun. That's just what happened to the planet. How did the sun get hit or cut out? Education. The solar breatharian knowledge is just bringing you back into it. Oh.
Wow. Oh, wow. Yeah. Someone said, what comes after breatharianism?
What comes after it? Oh, Nathan? I don't know. We'll find out.
We're going to find. Maybe we'll go and see Jesus.
No, but what they're asking is, now, first of all, to be a breatharian, you do need, how should I say, a bigger frequency. This is why meditation is so important. And I'm not too on horn, but yes, a bigger frequency to most people. Well, I wouldn't even be in this state. But that took work. And you'll get there if you keep raising your vibration. Your molecules is moving back and forth and get faster. Now, when you deal with any type of technology, the more energy, faster energy it can use is more advanced than something that is slower. So you can do more. So, of course, living this lifestyle, of course, the average person I can do more. Like just saying, you got more energy, a higher frequency.
Mm-hmm.
You get more done.
Mm-hmm.
Now, legend has it, since this is just molecules, they do say things like you'll be able to develop, how should we say, not to blow people's mind, teleportation and all of that other stuff, but it's going to take a lot of energy for that to happen. So that's why even at this state, you're still living a lifestyle, cultivating the energy because it don't end. You still can die being a breath in. And
Of course you can.
immortality is the big one, which that been around in ancient times for a long time, but that takes a lot of energy again.
Yeah.
But for people like now, don't worry about that. It takes a lot of energy to be a breath in. You got
It takes a lot. It
a
does.
lot of energy.
Yeah, it's just like, it's not. I don't understand how we cannot understand it, but it's just looking at someone doing gymnastic every day. They practice that every day. They
Yeah.
they they can do different posters. I cannot just go into that gymnastic place and say like, okay, I should be able to do all of that too. It takes time for that person to practice and to do these things over and over again. Even though
Right.
my body is capable of it, I can't do it at that moment because I haven't practiced it, right?
Right.
So that's why I hear you when you say like, okay, my energy is higher because I have done the practice,
The
right?
practice. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So
Work.
it's the same thing as looking at a gymnastic and say like, okay, they have done the work. That's why they can do these posters and I cannot, right?
Exactly.
But you can once you do the practice.
Exactly. And I
Yeah.
know you'll meet people out there talk about they have because they just woke up one day and stopped eating. I know you'll hear that. I can't teach that way.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
most people who did come out with that logic, you don't see them no more. Where
Yeah.
I'm getting at. They try to make it into that old spirituality. It's sort of like a preacher telling you Jesus came to see him last night, stuff like that. So that trying to come in. So,
The mind trips.
yeah,
Mind trips. Yeah.
for real. Yeah, you get the knowledge and you start working with this energy system. You'd be surprised on what you can do.
It's all energy. It really is all energy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Go back to that again, like what we are saying, the different places on the planet and all of this, because all of it is in the sun's electromagnetic field. Because just like we're giving off electromagnetic field coming out of our body, also the Earth has electromagnetic field we live in, but then the sun's electromagnetic field is covering Earth, whether you see the sun or not. See the moon at night, when you see those, it's just showing you that the sun is still around. That's all it's doing. But anyway, you live in the sun already. So that's why you go back to the sun if you want to come on these journeys and understand it's everywhere. See, the only difference between a cold climate and a warm climate is the behavior of the molecules that's in the air.
Yeah, makes
Hotter molecules is moving faster. Something that's colder, the molecules is moving slower. That's why even sound will go slower in a cold country where there's snow. Sound will travel slower in the air than it will a faster country.
Yeah.
Sound needs a medium. See how all of this is making sense now?
Yeah, everything makes sense.
But the sound is still there. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. It's still here.
Yeah. You got to work with it. Yeah.
I was convinced when I figured out, their, dog whistles or whatever, people can whisper to dogs or mouse or whatever, and I cannot hear it. I was like, oh my God, it must be so many different sounds around here that I cannot just hear.
You can hear it.
Yeah.
And if everything is vibrating, it is giving off a sound.
Yeah. Exactly.
How do you think our bodies know to start sending serotonin from the pineal gland? How did it must have, what? There was a connection that took place with the sun already.
Exactly. Yeah.
Melatonin come out of the same pineal gland. So your body knows the cycle.
It knows the cycle for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
It's already it's just carrying out the law. That's all.
Yeah. Someone said, what does it mean when it says that Jesus fasted for 40 days and 40 nights?
What does it mean?
Mhm.
Well, a lot of people did that. You can fast for 40 days and 40 nights. It really don't have to mean nothing.
It doesn't have to mean anything. I believe, it takes few, to break a habit. There's a certain amount of days that you have to continue to break a habit, right? So
Right.
a lot of people say 22 days, 22 days. It's just that trend. But sometimes I feel like, in ancient times, they used to use the 40 days to break a habit, 40 days to create a habit. If you continue with this habit for 40 days, it becomes a habit. Or if you stop doing this habit for 40 days, you stop that habit. So they use that 40 days for a lot of things. Like, I also believe that when we're in the womb, it takes 40 days before life is put into us.
Well, I remember one time, just to give you an example,
Yeah.
I was in the Navy, and these two guys were both strung out on drugs. And we was going out to sea, so we jumped on the ship. We all went out to sea, and for a period of time. Now, one man that saved him because by him having that time period to dry out because we out to sea, he never
Mm-hmm.
had to take the drugs. But the other man who did the same amount of time, he couldn't wait till we hit shore.
Mm-hmm.
So he could go ahead and do those drugs.
Mm-hmm.
See, they say time heals.
Mm-hmm.
Time does not heal. It's what you're doing with the time.
Exactly. Exactly. It's what you're doing with the time.
What you're doing with the time. Oh,
100%.
so
100%.
because if it was like that, like if just say it takes 21 days to break a habit, all we got to do is go lock people up to break their habits for 21 days. You think it'll, stop, but that's not how it
Yeah.
works. It's what you do, and also do the person really want to quit?
Yeah. And
Because
why are you doing it? Like,
to do this, this, and this, but there's something else in that program that's saying, Because
mhm.
even when I warn people on the breatharian journey, I want to be a breatharian, but we'll see.
What
You probably
is it?
out your lips, but within
Yeah.
your program, no, there's other stuff you want to do that requires food. And you know
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Every time someone asks me that question about how to become a breatharian, I always think about the day when they arrive, then they will know there's nothing to become. The
Right,
day
right,
that the day they arrive, that question will also disappear
right.
because there's nothing to be.
Ah, oh, man, this is good.
Yeah. Someone we can wrap it up soon. I don't even know what time it is, but someone says, "How do I know all the junk food that I have eaten since last 10 years that are no longer in my body anymore? Like, how do they know that it's not in your body anymore?"
I really got to answer that.
I mean, your mindset, the way you think, it still says, some of the food that you ate.
Now I really got to answer that 10 years ago.
Can
Google
you
it.
answer it?
No, I don't even
No.
feel like that. No.
Yeah. I, just look within and then think about it. What makes
Oh,
you think
man.
that food you ate 10 years ago is still in your system? If you
Oh,
still think about it, there's some leftover still. But yeah, thank you, Keisha. Thank you for being here. I will always wonder about Buddha got his enlightenment when he drank the soup. That question went up too quickly. Can you see
uh,
them?
well, I'm not really reading them no more. It's like,
Too many. Yeah, it's too many of them right now.
it's
Guys, maybe
like,
we can do another live
like
where we can answer
some
more
soup.
questions.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that
I don't
either.
know about that.
I feel like Buddha used to eat a lot. Isn't Buddha the big guy?
Well, to tell you the truth, that is not the real statue.
Okay.
That Buddha came later. But if that was Buddha, he was fat. We all know today that that's health and that's not the life. Got to be real with it.
Oh my God. I feel like, people when they worship something, they will give that thing what they worship, what is close to their heart, which is food. So
Right.
everybody will go and give them food, because you don't have anything else that's more valuable. So they
Uh,
always bring the food to a statue, and it's just funny to always think about how human mind works.
oh man,
Yep.
something.
Not the
Oh
one
man,
that. Oh, is it two Buddha? Chinese and India? Okay.
what's
Okay.
that?
Someone said that's not the Buddha. That is no, that's the Buddha from China, not the one from India. I'm having a blurry vision. Yeah. What do you do with your eyes to exercise your eyes, Elitom?
Be in the sun.
Be in the sun.
No, but I'll
You
tell
that-
somebody a true story. Um, and I was on a journey also. I had a winter time when I was living in the Nordic countries, let's put it like that. And I was gaming a lot, looking at
Mm.
the computer. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But
Wow.
I'm doing that day after day for hours. My eyes got bad. I was like, oh
Mm.
no, I'm teaching this message too. That ain't supposed to happen. Because I tried to look at a book and I was like, oh man, it's all blurry. But
Wow.
I know better about this knowledge too. See, sometimes you know better, but I'm in that computer for a long time. So anyway,
Mm-hmm.
I had glasses and this. But when springtime came, because I'm in the long distance cycling, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting my bike ready. In the very first day, I took off on my bike journey. And
Mm.
within 10 miles, which is like 15 kilometers,
Mm.
I went to go get my map and I looked at it and I could see everything on the map.
Oh, wow.
So being in nature, I put the connection together again. Being in nature, riding that bike out there in the wind, the body's happy. Build the body really. Now for me, it happened quick because I was already a breath there. So the body can adapt and bounce back quicker. You do heal quicker. More
Mm.
energy you have in the body, you heal quicker. But
It makes sense.
being in that computer from, they call it positive ions. Positive don't mean good. And then you got
Yeah.
negative ions in science. You get that from nature.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And for
I
people who
believe
don't know
that.
what a negative ion is, it's just a molecule that has more electrons than protons.
Mm.
That's why we got
Mm.
an ionosphere in our atmosphere. It, the higher you go up, we got an ionosphere. It is really charged up with particles, really
Mm-hmm.
charged. And
Mm-hmm.
as it
Mm-hmm.
goes down, it starts to slow down.
Right. Right. So yeah, be more in nature.
Right.
Be more in nature. Less screens. That's the message for better eyes. No, I can really relate to that because when I'm on my screen and also play or whatever I used to do, I
Yeah.
could tell that my eyes were very like blurry. I couldn't read well.
Right.
Something was happening because I worked them out too much and it's too much light. So yeah, when you're
That's
in
why
nature.
nowadays, due to technology, they got what you call a technological fast.
Mm-hmm.
They
Oh
can
yeah,
add
I love that.
technology so your body can strengthen itself. Because your
Mm-hmm.
body can handle positive ions, but not too much of it. You start overloading yourself. Yeah, being around all this technology can make you sick if you don't give yourself a timeout.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
this is a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle. It's not a mission that you are heading somewhere and then you reach breatharianism and then everything is you become a unicorn or whatever. That's not that. It's a
Not
lifestyle.
that at all.
No, you keep bringing creating that joy within yourself every day. It's maintaining that blissful state by
Right,
knowing everything else also exists. You know.
right.
And this fasting thing, like fasting and stuff, people see it as a mission. It's not a mission. You are just letting go of whatever that's encoded within you. That's all it is.
Absolutely.
You are being more self-sufficient because of you can. you depend on all of those things because of your custom to think that you're depending on all of these things. So someone was asking, how do you go from fasting once a week to, eating once a week, every other week? Or was it like that?
Fast once a week, and that day should be, picture in your mind that that's your day for the rest of your life. And you can do it because there's religious people like the Hebrews and stuff. They do fast once a week or their Sabbath day. Mm-hmm. And I can name other groups. So people are doing that religiously. Now, start eating less. Whatever you eat and how much you eat, go down to about 10% less or 15% less. Mm-hmm. Start there. Don't try to do every other week. That's not how it's working right now. Mm-hmm. That's not how it's working. You need a discipline and really stick with it. But there'll be times come up on your fast day, for instance, there might be a big party going on or get together that day. Do you have enough discipline to not violate your Sabbath because you need that program in the body? I hope that makes sense. When you keep breaking it and all over the place, your body don't know what program you're trying to give it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Then I told people in about, okay, now start fasting 2 days a week. Don't put your mind on that. See, what meditation does, it really makes you feel how your body feels. Now, when you get to the point where you can wake up in the day and say, for instance, you was with some friends and y'all had a good time and you ate and stuff like this, but the next day you don't feel like eating. It's not even set, designed. You should be so tuned in your body, you should be able to say you had enough. Because I don't.
Exactly.
Today I'm drinking water, or today I just drink juices. It ain't even set no more. Matter of fact, like I said, your fasting is so you can have a better meditation. Now he's talking about his fasting day. That should be your meditation day. Fasting, we don't use that word no more. If you want a better meditation to connect with the light, you shouldn't be eating.
You get faster to your meditation by fasting. That's a good.
What's that?
I said you get faster to your meditation by fasting.
Right.
Yeah.
And I taught a group yesterday that meditation is fasting.
It is.
You detoxing the body when you're doing that. It's shaking, you feel the tension, you're releasing stuff, you're detoxing.
And you're away from the reality somehow.
Right.
Like everything that's happening. So you're fasting from reality. That moment when you're going in. Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah. It really is.
And see, your body's coming to alignment. Well, let's reverse that. Actually, you're coming into reality. Mm-hmm. Let's reverse it. You're coming into reality. See, the old spirituality and the religious minded person is trying to leave reality. Mm-hmm. No, you need to into reality. You're out of reality now. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. When reality is just happening to you, you actually not in it. You just, I see what you mean. So you have to bring yourself back.
Yeah. It ain't gonna break the law either. Mm-hmm. That's been the problem. People have been breaking the law and think that that's what they're supposed to do, and that's what spirituality is. No, it's not. Mm-hmm. It's a science. Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, they came up with metaphysics. So we got physics and science, but it always been around. It was in metaphysics. Meta just means above the physical. How laws work. How stuff actually works. Mm-hmm. You gotta learn how your body actually works.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's all about you. How do you maintain the bone density? What did they say here? How do your bone density grow in this lifestyle? I think that's what they mean.
Great question. Your bones get stronger from the sun, plenty of vitamin D. Your bones get stronger from exercise, and your bones get stronger through meditation. You can go look that up. Your bones get stronger. You got to sit and use your body structure. Straight spine, that cosmic energy is hitting the body. Pretty soon, at first it deals with the blood flow, blood circulation. Mm-hmm. Then it starts with the ligaments and the muscles. And then very soon to start going into the bone. Matter of
Mm-hmm.
fact, every year, every human being actually has higher radiation just by living. Higher radiation.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on what it's like, you got 36 X-rays taken before the year is out. Because we live in radiation. Look at that word, radiation. That's what the Egyptians call Ra, R-A. That's what we
Mm.
radiant,
Okay.
radiation, radar, all that goes together.
Mm. Mm. Makes sense.
It's all about
It makes sense.
sun.
Mm-hmm. It really is. Prana sunset, Sunday, solar day, fast day, meditation day. Yeah, Sundays, it's a good day to choose, you know. My mother does this, you know, because of religion. So she's been doing like Tuesdays and Thursdays for over 40 years. So
Mm.
it's a habit, it's a muscle that people just have to build. But for her reasons, the reason why she's doing it, she's not getting the benefit because of her belief system is attached to it.
Right. Now,
So it has something to do with your belief system too. So if you're like heavily, you know, fasting because of religion, like you said earlier, to see Jesus or something like that, you will not get the benefit somehow. You
I
know,
get the
you'll get
full benefit.
lighter, but you will not. You're still heavy somehow. You know, you just absent from food, but you're heavy because of you're heavy of the idea and whatever belief system that you have within yourself. So.
That's why people got these belief systems. If there's any conspiracy on the planet, it was to get people a belief system from something that's right in their face.
Mm,
The truth never been hidden. It's just right there, but people can't
yep.
see it. Through the
Exactly.
belief system God was given to you.
Yeah. Yeah. They can't. It is right here. Really, it really is.
The
It really is.
vital
That's what makes me
energy in
sad
the
sometimes.
body is solar energy. Even that
Mm-hmm.
book, The Autobiography of a Yogi, back in 1920 when he came to America.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine a set of the people. He got up and said, you got electricity going up and down your spinal cord, and that electricity is God.
I believe
That
that.
comes from solar energy.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why you
That's
got
the
the
most
electromagnetic
largest.
field. The field that's on your body is called the electromagnetic field. Look at that word EL. Elohim, El, elevated, elder is all used for big. That's also the sun.
Yeah.
Man,
That makes more sense to when someone explains about what God is than just to hear like, oh, God is up there.
right. And that's
It's just up
space
there, you know,
all
just
production
because you can't get there.
is
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
there. And that's what's inside of
Mm-hmm.
you. That's why
Just inside of you.
our electricity comes from the sun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, did we say this? That's why they say you live in the electromagnetic spectrum. But it's built because as the sun rays is traveling through the vacuum of space and it hits our atmosphere, that's what starts making everything vibrate all the way down. The light
Mm-hmm.
actually vibrating the molecules of our atmosphere all the way to us.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. It's just an understanding and acceptance, really, and trust in this process. I have this interesting questions. I think it popped up a couple of times, so I think maybe she wanted to get answer. She said when she eats light, you know, she feel light, but she had this shaman who told her to eat heavy food to ground herself.
Well, how did the shaman look? How was his
Aruka,
life? That,
how did this come?
it should answer itself.
If you feel light when you eat light, stay light. Stay light.
That's like
You know
saying, dress make me look fat.
that.
But dress got nothing to do with it.
Yeah, it's all kind of, you know, concept floating out there. But yeah, just it doesn't sound yeah, logical to me to eat heavy food to stay grounded. Yeah, if you want to stay here, you know, on this illusion, yeah, you can still get
Where did
intoxicated by the food.
they get that from? Food makes you grounded. Oh my God.
Yeah. I mean, it keeps you down.
It'll put you to sleep, that's for sure.
I don't know if that's the grounding he was talking
Well, the
about.
question after is, how do they feel?
Grounded. Oh, buried.
If you to the ground, all right. Yeah. You stay too grounded, you're going back into the earth.
Oh my God.
And that's the whole thing. You got the earth energies and then you got the solar energies, and we're in the middle. If you keep catering to the denser energies, which is the earth, you're going back to the earth. But you're gradually, slowly, through meditation, allowing the light to fuse up the body and make it stronger so you can get off the earth energies.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's what
Yeah.
that's why they call you a being of light. Even when you look at some of the pictures of saints back in the day with halos and stuff, that's solar energy. That's why you're radiant.
Mm-hmm.
Where did it come from? We get,
Exactly.
you can't say it come from inside you. Is they glowing when the body is laying there at a funeral? No, the energy's gone.
Yeah. The energy is gone. I've seen dead body only one time in my entire life. And I'm like, there's no electricity. That
The
was the
electricity gone.
first thing on my mind was like, there's no electricity in this human being.
Ah,
That was my first thought. And that's what you see when someone passes, you know, the first thing you see, at least that's the first thing I saw.
right.
And that's the first person I've ever seen, you know, dead body that I've ever seen. But the first thing on my mind was like, oh my God, the electricity's off.
The electricity's out. And the thing about when a person died, the food is still in the stomach, and they got nothing to do with that. When
Yeah.
the electricity is gone, that's what death takes place.
Yeah.
So if we know this, don't it make sense to keep your electricity flowing? That's it. Not the food, the electricity flowing.
The electricity. And there are so many different things that brings the, and you know, the energy. There are so many different things that we can do to create energy.
Right.
Now I feel like food, going to food and substances, I feel like you're trying to steal energy. And it's the illusion of like grab something, eat it, it will give you some energy, but it's actually not giving you energy, it's taking away energy because now it needs
Right.
energy to process it,
Right.
you know, and to calibrate all of that. So you're
Right.
taking energy from yourself, but you're tricking yourself that you have gained some energy, some quick energy. It's just an illusion. But
It takes a lot of energy just to digest it. See,
exactly.
to make it make more sense on the real level, it's like energy conservation. Sort of like, to tell people what that means, is sort of like the Toyota car. It good mileage to the gallon. In other words, you can go longer with that car off of a tank of gas. But it's due to how they engineered the car so it's good on gas. It's how it's engineered. So we, being bipedal on two legs, our bodies is designed or good for energy conservation. We're talking on all fours like most animals, their stomach is down there. Even when you eat something, it's always getting pulled by the gravitational pull going towards the get rid of itself. So that's why even an obese person, as soon as a person's overweight, we already wrote them off as sick. Too much pressure is on the organs in the body, so we know this. But anyway, going back to energy conservation, when you're dealing with food, it gives off a lot of waste and toxin. When you deal with the sun, the solar energy, nuclear energy, that's basically what it is. That's why we got our nuclear arsenal on the planet. It gives off clean energy.
Yeah.
It don't give off waste.
Yeah.
Follow me? So
I
that's
love
why
that. Yes, I love that.
sun, because you give off less waste till you give off none at all once you fully merge to it. The other one just gives off too much waste. So it's sort of like
makes so much sense.
Right. It's sort of like I was in the Navy. I was on two different ships. The first ship used fossil fuels, and we always had to fuel up, go to port. But the nuclear battle cruiser was the second ship I was on. We ain't never had to go fuel up. It could do more. It could go faster. But they both means of power. The ships both looked alike, but one had a different fuel source than the other one. It's the same with the human being. You always get a hybrid. The hybrid is mean you can connect with the solar forces or you can eat something that's a hybrid. All right? But however, the average person, they got hybrid potential, but they never developed the solar energy.
I love that. Yeah. Yeah. It depends on the programming of the car, right? If it's hybrid or not.
Yeah,
Sometimes it's the mind. Yeah.
it's the mind.
It makes so much sense. It makes
And what
so
is
much
the
sense. Yeah.
mind? Is the body. Because you know, I always got to say that so we can keep the unity frequency. All one. Physical body,
Absolutely.
emotional body. Emotions just ain't flying around somewhere. They in the body. So because we always being triggered by our emotions to make decisions.
Yeah.
Now,
Always.
that's just the way it is. Now, what meditation helps you with too is at least give you that little barrier before you make that emotional decision, and then you can do something differently. But if you don't meditate, your emotions is already out of check, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, it's so true.
It's emotional decisions.
It's all, yeah. It's just
So
how
that's
we
why
feel.
we turn out the body with the light. It'll help with anxiety. It'll help with depression. All those little things that people are doing with the light can deal with that.
Yeah.
See, when you meditate, that's medication.
Yeah, it really is.
Medication.
Oh, you know, that's how you can substitute your food with different things, such as, just being in nature. That's the food itself, right? And once you just learn how to intake that and feel the energy that gives you, the more you're busy with that kind of activity, it's the less of food, the fuel you would have. Once you learn that, you hybrid really. Yeah.
You have to build it up gradually and slowly. Because right now, this is why we're not talking mythical, when people say they just jump from here to here. Everybody has the energy channels going through the body, but if you never cultivated or worked on them, they're real thin. Real thin. Everybody got the same energy going through them, but it's just thin. When you're doing the cultivation practices, build them up so they could get bigger and stronger. Sort of like it's bodybuilding again. Because more energy is and scientifically, when you meditate, you're actually Ohm's law. If you look at that formula, and what that is the voltage, because we got volts in the atmosphere. You can even test the voltage, which is sunlight. See how that works? Which is prana, which is chi. No, it's now this is another word. The voltage equals
it's all the same
over the resistance. Now, resistance is a scientific term, but it just means blockages. So you know your current is flowing stronger when you feel like you got more energy. It's certainly clear it up, you can move a lot better. That shows that the resistance is down and the current is strong. And you're how you know. But if you start the current, the resistance gets stronger. And you feel more stiff, you feel more tired, you got too much blockages in your body. But go back to that formula again, the voltage over the current over the resistance. That's all. That's why I said this is a science. That's the formula for when you meditate.
It is a science. I said it is science, and some people actually neglect science while they are walking science. But I mean, it's about the balance. We have
knowledge. When a person says they don't trust science or don't love science, they don't know what they're saying. They hate knowledge.
Yeah, I've come across a lot of people that really just neglect knowledge, and most of those people are trapped around that non-duality concept,
Right.
And that it's kind of
But at the same time, if you're successful, they want to sponge off your stuff for being ignorant.
It's mind, human mind. Do you get affected by your emotions, Elitom? Do they interrupt your emotions?
Let's look at the whole list. Nature gave us the emotions for number one. the emotions that we have are natural. So that's why when I gave that thing about how do you know you got a high vibration, you will have little or no aches and pains in the physical body, and your emotions will be easily dealt with. So with a spiritual person that's at a high vibration, they just have more control over their emotions. I'll put it like that. But do you get affected with them? Of course, they're there. Now, however, let's take jealousy, for instance. The emotion of jealousy, that's one that a lot of people don't talk about, but that causes the most damage. Jealousy. Now, envy is when you are envious of somebody on what they can take from you. Take your spouse, that's how you feel. Yeah. It might take your position, take your job, take some income. So a person is envious of a person because they feel that that person can take that from them. Jealousy is when you're jealous of what somebody else has, and you feel you can never get it or won't have it. You're jealous because they got a spouse, or they're jealous that they got a house or more money, so you're jealous of them. Now, that's the negative. Well, let's bring it up. Everybody has that in them. That's why we're scared to talk. However, when you see a person and they got a following, people follow, right? Actually are jealous of them. But their jealousy is, they are affecting me, but I want to be like that. They are inspiring me to be like, so that they use the jealousy differently. I hope this is making sense. Yeah, but they are jealous of them because it caught their attention, because there's something. The reason why they follow on that person because something that they were shining. So they went to them. Now there's another group of people, they are jealous also, but they don't like the way it make them feel. So they hating that person, hating on them because they're jealous. But it's the way they use it. The other people will follow them to aspire to be like that, but the other one hate them because they hate the way it make them feel, because they're shining so light that's making them look at themselves.
I see. All of that, I believe, is just based on lack from within.
Lack from within. A whole lot of stuff. Yeah. But
when you lack something, you
ask me about emotions. They're there, but it's how you use it. There's an anger where you lash out, but there's an anger too that could be used that motivated you to do something about the situation. Stand up for something that's right, stuff like this, but it got triggered through anger. We're scared to say it, but that's the truth.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. It's just, I believe, everybody is walking around and they just want to feel love, really. They just want to be filled with that love and joyful, blissful feeling that they always feel like they're lacking something, and then they want to, go for food or for drugs or for people or for sex or whatever, just to fill that void that's within,
But now look at that word. Look at everything you just said. They want to be filled with love, to fill that void what's inside. Now let's go back to the solar energy. That's it. That's the love energy. Giving life to the planet. So if you meditate, that's what will fill up the void.
Yeah.
That's love.
Yeah.
But when you
it's a process, right?
Huh?
It's a process, and people don't want to take the responsibility to get there. They just want to have the fast lane. There's no fast lane.
That's when you start radiating love, when your energy channels get big. Automatically. You ain't even got to say nothing. The energy is now flowing through you and coming off your energy field.
Yeah.
That's why I always say, every time you change yourself, you change the world.
You do. You
don't need to do this action. Just it's like when you meditate or cultivate.
Every time you put on a different outfit and you look at yourself in the mirror, you can see the outfit, right? It's the same thing. Every time you change, you see the change on the outside. Whatever you do from within, you see it on the outside. Yeah.
So people just want to be loved. Yeah. That's the energy right there.
Yeah. People people really just want to be loved. And people are showing in so many different ways, you know, like you said, some people show jealousy this way and other people show jealousy this way.
Right.
Everybody is just showing it different way, but all
Two
they want
sides of
is
the same
love.
coin. But that person they jealous of, it did affect them.
Yeah.
Just the one chose to say, how did they do that? How did they get that? I want to aspire to be that. And the other one saying, I hate them. I don't want to be around them because it made me look.
Exactly.
But both of them looked at themselves.
Mm-hmm.
This one to a negative power. The other one uses it for positive.
Exactly. Yeah, we all want the same thing. We're just acting on it differently. Really, but we all want to.
Differently.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Oh.
Yeah, that's what it is. Awesome. This was awesome. Thank you so much. We had so many questions. I haven't got to all of them, but we can stop there. I think you answered enough.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Rolling.
Yeah.
I can't answer why you wear that hat. You know, I can't answer stuff like that.
That's a new hat right now, right?
Yeah. So
you got it made exactly the same way.
Now Now my other one, she's doing me another one. The horns is going to be a little longer. Ooh. My antennas.
You're going to tap into more?
Like my last one, yeah. This is my avatar.
Oh my God. I love that you talked about the avatar. The way I see the avatar, Elitom, is the balance again. In order for you to be God, you have to master the energy within yourself.
Right.
And the avatar, all they're doing is like mastering all the different elements within themselves, you know, whether it's air, fire, water. Yeah.
See, that word avatar is an ancient word. It's a Sanskrit. So when I gave that definition, that's the definition. I came before the cartoon. That's where they got it from.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hermes or Thoth back in Egypt, they always said in ancient times, the human being has the potential, look at that word potential, to become a god.
We do.
You do it through the light, and the light's coming from the sun. Because keep in mind, all of them are sun worship. Basically, that's God.
But that's the reason why we don't have a description of God. We don't have, like, you know, a picture of God. We just think, oh, it's there, you know. But it's in here.
And then that's what they say. You create your reality. What you see, that's your reality on a higher level. So when you're looking at the sun, that pure energy that don't give off no toxicity or waste, yet coming from inside of you. That's who you are.
Exactly. Exactly. It made sense to me when I was a kid. Yeah. If God is everywhere you are, if God is aware of everything you do, and it's inside your mind, it's inside your system, it knows everything, that God is just you.
It's you.
It's just you. And it's only one. Yeah. Yeah. It's only one. Yeah, it makes sense. No, she said she was asking you because she thought Africa was hot. You know, it's another myth again. Africa is not hotter than any other tropical places in the U.S., for example, or.
Well,
you say the weather?
Well, I'm near the equator, and what it does have more radiation in the atmosphere, especially the equator bulges outwards. So it's just when y'all up north, when y'all went through the spring equinox. Equinox just means equal. That means that the sun was tilted a certain way. That's why the weather started getting warmer. But the sun was radiating, its rays was radiating equally over the whole planet. But for the northern hemisphere, notice that they had during springtime, you got spring, they had the Passover and Easter and all of this. But anyway, the Passover just means that the sun is passing over the equator. So it starts getting warmer over up in the north. Or springing and it's springing forward over the equator. So that's where it's at that time. So, but here at the equator, this is why people got to know their atmosphere. By me being here near the equator, I weigh less than I would if I was up north.
Ooh, okay.
Now the mass, that shows you mass and weight is not the same. Your mass, my mass is still the same, but I weigh less.
Okay. I understand that. Would you explain that a little bit?
Well, let's go back to that gravity or this gravitational force that's pulling us to the earth.
Mm-hmm.
So the further you are away from the center of the earth, the lighter you are.
Mm.
So by the equator bulging outwards, I'm actually further from the equator, not the equator. I'm further from the center of the earth because I'm at the equator. Now, if you go up on a mountain, where they always use mountains with spirituality, if you go up on a mountain or a higher place, you're further from the center of the earth. So you'll weigh less.
Makes sense. It makes all sense.
And this means everything on the solar breathing journey. This is the level I teach at. So people just don't be ignorant and see what you're working with. Why is your body behaving this way? Where you're located? Where you at? Because it's always shifting for us to its environment.
Does age have any effect on it? Like, someone was asking earlier. So,
does age affect
you to start the journey?
They say age.
No, they say, does age affect your ability to start the journey?
Oh, well, check this out. By it being a health message, there is no age for health, for number one. I mean, because you should be living a holistic lifestyle. Mm-hmm. However, to come on the levels of really non-eating, it should be at an age where a person already experienced certain things in life that requires eating. So usually at a good age is usually about 40s and 50s to go to that other level. I'm just throwing it out there. Because, a lot of people want to get married, have their families, raise their children, so all of that requires a whole different lifestyle. However, y'all still can live healthy and holistic. Mm-hmm. Because there's some things a person might want to do in life. I'm just bringing it out there. Because the message is different for a real young person and an older person. An older person, some things they don't care about no more because they already did it. And a younger person still want to experience these different things that probably it don't require food freedom. Oh, did I say that?
Yeah, I hear you.
And then a younger person, what they got to learn to do is learn what health truly is and maintain it so they won't end up like people before them that really tore up their bodies. So they should get the breatharian message. And then an older person, they already seen their body go through some changes and stuff. So they got to heal up a whole lot of past traumas, this and that, because they live longer. And then, so there's two different messages. This one might require more healing, and this one got to learn how to live prevention.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's like a new car and an old car.
Yeah, big time. So
it is like a new car and an old car, but you still a car.
Right. Mm-hmm. I was wondering why it was getting darker. I had off the light.
It's okay. You are the light, so it's okay.
You are the light. And that light, the sun again. Mm-hmm. That's electric.
Yeah.
There's a method on how it's made. I can tell you the whole process. People don't realize this. You can't get away from it.
Exactly. It's the whole energy force. So
right. It all comes from the same source. It all comes from the same source. So look at that unity again.
Yeah.
But now it's everything because some people know how to cut on the lights and some people don't.
Mm-hmm.
So
Exactly. Yeah. Getting back to that age thing, whoever that was asking, I know a lot of people are concerned about, oh my God, I'm already like past 50 or something like that. I just woke up, or when they say like, oh, I woke up late, or this and that, and whatever, you're still a car, like, this vehicle, you're still in this vehicle when you wake up to it. And I always see like, when you wake up to yourself, it's like waking up to be you being the driver. So now that you know that you woke up, like after you've been driving your car for so many years, just realize it's not as a new car, and it has like more dents, and like you crashed more, you had like longer mileages, you experienced more. So now you just have to like be careful with it and know like, okay, the parts of the car that you have damaged, to be careful with it and drive carefully because of, you use the car.
Right.
unconsciously. So now
You use
when
it.
you're driving consciously, yeah,
You're driving.
yeah.
And see, another good thing is on the journey, I see a lot of people who are older who came to me and said thank you because it gave them a second lease on life.
Mm-hmm.
And they're taking it more seriously due to that. They
Oh,
already
yeah.
look at, they got more experience. So now they got
Mm-hmm.
something to look forward to, other stuff like this, compared to the person who don't know yet. Because sometimes a young person can get that syndrome when they're invincible until something
Mm-hmm.
happens.
Yeah. Or irresponsible,
or, I
to
got,
pay the bill.
or I got time. All of this
Yeah.
going on. So
Yeah.
all how people handle it. Now, being too young, people are asked about a child or something. No, because physical food do give you biomass. In
Mm.
other words, that's what gives you your body. We
Mm-hmm.
got bodies. We got a food body. You are what you eat. You got a air body. That's due to the air you breathe because you're breathing in energy. But that's what's creating electromagnetic field. You got a thought body because
Mm-hmm.
your thoughts, not only they up here, they coming off of the body. So that's why if you
Mm-hmm.
change your thoughts, it will affect the body. And what you do to your
Right.
body will affect your thoughts.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It's all connected.
Intellectual body, now that's one who's more educated. Yeah, I mean, just because you're thinking and got a mind, right? Once you start developing your intellectual body, like if you look at Einstein and all of them, he had a fully developed intellectual body,
Mm.
totally different than an average person. But
Mm-hmm.
anyway, got the intellectual body. But last but not least, you got your bliss body or your, they call it rainbow body or your solar body. They're
Mm-hmm.
all the same. And that's what we're talking about. Your solar energy field is already there, but you just have to make it bigger and develop that body.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. You got to develop that body.
You got to
You are the
develop
creator
it.
after all,
Even that word soul just means solar.
Yeah. Yeah. It
It's
really
soul.
means, yeah, somebody wrote that earlier.
The
The inner,
devil's out
inner,
there, your soul. What?
yeah, the inner
It's
sun is the
energy out.
soul. They call it solar plexus as well.
Right. Solar plexus, if you look it up in the
Yeah.
medical term, you'd be surprised. They're going to say it's a ganglia of nerves that radiates energy.
Mm-hmm.
So
It
it
really is.
radiates light. Mm-hmm. So
Yeah.
that's food no more. Ah,
Yeah. Going back to being the car again, the sun is the motor. The
here we
sun
go.
is the motor. Yeah. The soul, like I used to think when I was meditating, how they place the solar plexus. Sometimes if you just visualize it, so you have the heart above, and you have the throat and the third eye, and everything is above, the solar, and or is below, right?
Right.
So if the solar plexus is stuck, really the life force is stuck, the heart chakra is stuck, the throat chakra is stuck, everything else is stuck because of the motor is not running correctly.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Good.
So it is all connected.
It's all connected.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Holistic, holy, putting it all together.
Yeah.
This is good.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much, Elitom. I really enjoyed
Yeah.
the conversation with you.
La la
Till the
la
next time we see each other. All right.
la.
You have a beautiful night.
All right,
Bye,
you too.
everyone.
Bye bye. Thank
All
you
right.
so much.
All right. You too.